Hello, everyone, from the University of Illinois, to Professor Maria Titarenko, the faculty and students at the School of Journalism and Media Communications. I send my greetings. I'm praying for you. Your country's under the threat of war, and your friends, other countries around the world, are eager to have support for you during this very difficult time. Praying for justice, for peace, for safety for you and your families and friends. The Ukraine became a world leader when it was the first nation to denotate its uranium nuclear facilities. And that led a beacon to the world for all of us to do a similar act of courage. So I'm trusting now that our country, the European Union, your friends everywhere will make the right decisions, will be courageous, and will act in the best interest of peace and justice in your wonderful country. So I send my greetings with affection for you and your nation and admiration for the excellence of your wonderful university and its commitment to higher education. It is a great honor to recognize the translators of our book. Professor Maria Titarenko and her colleagues have gone through an enormously difficult and complicated process of translating a book with 75 cases and theory included in it. And I was most impressed as we discussed the process and they sent inquiries to me, most impressed for their conscientious care, their intelligence in dealing with the issues, and for wanting a product that is through and through an excellent book. I'm very pleased also that you're giving the book some preeminence in your curriculum. The kind of ethics that it teaches, interested in the issues, in history, and in theory, can actually best be done in a liberal arts institution. And it takes seriously religious ethics, so that your university, the Catholic University, would be an excellent place for the book to be taught. So for its weaknesses, I trust that your great faculty and gifted students will find it to be a terrific learning experience anyhow. I have a copy of the cover in my hands, and I so wish I were in Lviv now to hold the book personally and to talk to you one-on-one about it. The Student Mediasymposium 2014 looks terrific. I've gone over the program, and it has great sessions dealing with interesting issues and shows a lot of good thinking. And the book is very much interested in the international, the world mind. And so it's a great joy to see that emphasis in your symposium too. Your coordinator and the curator of the SMS 2014 should be congratulated. You have scholars and leaders from countries around the world, and I'm sure it's the best possible way for you to study the media as a whole and the media ethics specifically. So for your including a session to introduce a translation of this book is enormously pleasing to me. The book includes three major areas for the media in industrial societies: information, and persuasion and entertainment. And I believe that wide scope will fit well into your two-sided program, that is in journalism and in media communications. The reason there are 5 authors for the book is that each of the 4 first authors listed take one major section of the book in journalism, in advertising, public relations, and entertainment including music and cinema. And we also have a 5th author, Robert Woods, who's a specialist in electronic communication, in the new media, in web blogs, in Facebook, in the ICTs, because the new media are an important, pervasive ingredient in the case studies from beginning to end. In each of the 4 areas, we select the major issues as we see them for the ethics of these 4 areas. In journalism, for example, we have chapters on conflict of interest, on truth, on confidentiality, on social justice, and on privacy. The issue of truth is so important to the field as a whole of media ethics that this issue is found in each of the 4 different sections. And even though the students may not be interested in all 4 of the areas or have a particular focus on one of the 4, teaching truth, for example, in one of the other fields is a way to help understand how it works best in your own specialty. The book is distinctive because it teaches theory, and we trust that we've worked hard enough on theory and how to teach it well, that students will find it educational and worthwhile and interesting in their own thinking and a stimulant to draw the right conclusions about the issues. When we first published the book 30 years ago, you now have the 9th edition that's translated into Ukraine. The first edition argued that theory is crucial for the future of the field. And at that time, as a matter of fact, ethics did not take theory seriously. It was basically stories, conversations, and issues about the field without focusing on the theory of media ethics itself. So what we've done is studied theories in the way it's understood and theorized around the world. And there are 5 basic ways in which theory is argued, is presented in media ethics, either from the perspective of virtue or consequences or duty, or the theory of love, like in Christian ethics, Judeo-Christian ethics, love your neighbor as yourself, and in justice. And the book presents theories from each of those 5 perspectives. In virtue, for example, it's Aristotle and Confucius. In duty ethics, it's Immanuel Kant, the great German thinker, dominated the Western field at least, and Islamic ethics. If one takes the love or relational ethics, we teach there feminist ethics and also Judeo-Christian, love your neighbor as yourself. So the task of the student, and we trust it'll be an informative and helpful one, is to find the theory, to understand them first, and then to locate the theory that best responds to the issues that are described in the cases. There are 75 cases in the book, most of them real examples of what actually has happened in history, and a few cases that are put together in order to illustrate best the ethical issue involved. And as one therefore thinks of the issues in the cases, comes to grips with them, then the challenge is to find the best theory that most illuminates what media professionals ought to do. So thank you again for giving me this chance to summarize the book. I look forward to the day when I can be there with you personally and get better acquainted over the years with your wonderful university and your great School of Journalism and Media Communications. Goodbye, everyone, with my greetings and thankfulness for you from the USA.